Well, welcome. We have Johan Pideaux here. He is the composer, guitarist, and vocalist for Asylum Fire.
Mm.
And their new album, Call Me Inhuman, is fantastic. You really need to get out and pick this up and listen to it. It's a fantastic album.
Thank
And
you.
yep, and they just got off, a band and album celebration tour, short one. They're probably going on some more here in the near future. But they had a short one with one of my other favorite bands, uh, Attractive Chaos, and they both released their albums in the same show. So that was a lot of fun. And the two female lead singers are good friends. So
Yes.
that was excellent. And do you want to go ahead and say something first, and then we'll start the questions? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for these welcome words. I really appreciate it. And yes, it's an occasion for me to say hello to Emma and all the Attractive Chaos team, in which our drummer plays as well. And think I'm really happy to be here with you. And I'll just say hello to everybody listening to this interview, and I hope we'll have a nice time together talking about this music we like.
All right. Well, describe, because at least for me, Silent Fire is brand new. So tell us a little bit about how you've been in recording for a while now. But tell us about how you began, emerged, and how the band evolved to where you are today.
Well, everything started more than 15 years ago, and at that time it was just we just wanted to have drinks while playing music, and we didn't know how to play exactly, and little by little we've learned how to play, and then we decided to make a band out of it. And the first album was more in the vein of like a mixture between Blind Guardian and Nightwish with lyrical vocals. And then we have evolved. There has been a lot of lineup changes in the history of the band, but now I think we found really the the nice, really good lineup for two albums. And little by little, we have added several elements to this and going to more heavier stuff, to more modern stuff with some electro loops here and there. And while keeping sometimes a lyrical approach, most of the vocals that is done by Umberlin is more rock, or sometimes also has a kind of soul vibe, and sometimes like a bit of dance music, and we try to mix everything, and this is something that we can do today because the musicians in the band are really awesome, and especially Umberlin for the vocals. So now we are playing what we call, for fun, we call it modern and traditional power speed electropop metal with tribal touches. It's a very long name for the style, but it's just for fun. And if we want to shorten it, we would call it just melodic metal with plenty of influences.
Okay. And then tell us a little bit about your influences. Who are some of your favorite bands?
Well, at first, I think that the band that ignites the sparks what was Halloween, because I discovered melodic metal with Halloween and Keepers the Seven Keys, and then bands like Stratovarius, Gamma Ray, Blind Guardian. These bands were really here from the beginning, and then I have discovered bands like Cradle of Filth, Devin Townsend, or Pain of Salvations, and these are the bands I can quote. And also for the last albums, more pop artists like Pink or Sia, for instance, are really pop artists that we really enjoy for the voice, the power, and the melodies they put in their pop songs.
All right. And will you tour Call Me Inhuman? I know you had that opening, you know, the album release show.
Release, yes.
But, but will you be touring the album this year?
Well, we really hope so. Today, the main issue is the money, to be able, and time and money, to find the time to organize everything and then to be able to go on tour in a proper way. We have started working with a booking agency this year, and they are working for us to play in France at first, and then I really hope we can play some festivals out of France and be able to play in many places. We have had really great feedbacks for the albums from different countries, and we are really looking forward to play in the UK, in Germany, in Italy, and of course we would love to go to Canada, but for that we will need the real financial support for it. But who knows? We really hope we can do this at some point.
Yeah, we'd love for you to come over here to the U.S. Definitely.
Would be awesome.
All right. So the album Call Me Inhuman is a concept album. Tell us a little bit about that concept. It flows throughout, and I think it's a continuation, if I remember correctly, from your last album. But
yes,
tell
exactly.
us a little bit about the story and how you continued that story and how it concludes.
Yes. Well, as you said, in fact, it's a continuation from the first albums. When we released the previous album, number 4, we realized that, in fact, we were telling the same story along the albums, like our own evolution of our minds. And all the story is about the Earth. At first, there were all the observation about the beauty of the earth, of course, but all that is being destroyed today. And we have also added the impact it may have on our minds on the album Spirit is the Way, and see all the mental disease we can have. And now, since number 4, we have also defined characters for the member of the band, and since number 4, we see them evolving, like they are part of the resistance, what we call metal, the My Eternal Trees Amok Legends, METAL, and we are the fighters, and we try to fight with all the fighters of the world, and this is something really important for us now with the new album. It was the occasion to put some influences from world music, from tribal touches, some stuff from Scotland, some stuff from East Europe or Africa, and also stuff from Spain, like a little part of flamenco. And I think this is something that we will continue on the next album. In fact, I am already writing the next album, and I know that there will be some evolution all over the world, and trying to find people together from any country and try to save what can be saved on this beautiful place that we call Earth. And just to finish this, when we talk about Call Me Inhuman, in fact, it's a bit sarcastic. And we often say in our daily life that to try to be a little more human. And we say this to imply the fact that you have to be maybe more kind to other people. But in fact, if we look at it more closely, you see that all what the human have done is not so nice for the earth. And so if
Yeah.
all the destruction we've brought is human, maybe then call me inhuman.
Yeah, you mentioned a few really good things. There is a lot of tribal sounds. They included bagpipes. When was the last time you heard bagpipes on a metal album? It's very good. I think it was
Thank you.
an excellent addition. But yeah, there is sort of this fight that you're fighting, and you're trying to get the world together. Is that the purpose? Is to help turn the world so that we save the planet and protect what we have
Yes,
left? Is that
yes,
the
it
fight?
is. Yes, exactly. It's the main focus of the. I mean, we are just a metal band, but in our dreams, it will be this. Yes, and in a song like a teacher, a scientist, and a diplomat, there
Yeah,
are some stuff that are a bit more, just a little call to scientific approach, and also the diplomat that is here to try to gather every people from different cultures with different problems, because we don't have the same problems and the same view of the world in France, in Argentina, or in China, in Canada, everywhere. So we will need some kind of diplomacy to try to put all the people together. So yes, this is if we have to sum it up, it will be what you've just said.
all right. And that song you mentioned, the scientist, um, has a very progressive rock feel to it, which is also appreciated. I mean, I am definitely a progressive rock person, but I love metal as well.
Mhm.
But it was that. Do some of you come from a progressive rock background, or
Well, Pierre Emmanuel really loves progressive music too, and I really like it. Not, I really love the first Genesis album. Or my favorite prog band is Pendragon, that I really like. An album like The Masquerade Overture is really
yeah,
awesome, but
very good.
also, also if you take bands like Symphonix or Cradle of Filth, they are not what we can call really progressive, but there are plenty of different elements. And even Blind Guardian, I've already mentioned them, but they have this way to build their song that the first verse is never the same than the second one, and this is something that we really like to do because it also supports the story we are writing. So this progressive part also comes from the whole universe we try to create.
The True Crown is a very good song. A lot of Emmeline on there. Talk about and then the next one, Happy Death Day. She actually comes out and talks about the Oxy character that she plays. Tell us a little bit more about that. I was expecting her to kind of be here with you, but you can talk about it, for her. But
Yes,
what
yes.
what's that Oxy role like? And I'll let you know.
Well, she loves plenty of styles, and she loves also music that is not metal like I do. And in fact, when I have started to write Happy Death Day, I had a voice in my mind. I know she's really a killer for those jazzy songs, really with a warm voice, and this is something that we had to use and to explore, and to because it's really a nice addition to our music and our world. It brings really a very nice variety to it, and she also really loved to play with her voices, and she doesn't sing the same way on the True Crown. She doesn't sing the same way on Virtual Guns, where there are these kind of really weird voices from everywhere, like it was coming from an African tribe or something like this.
Yeah,
And she sometimes it's a bit darker. She does also some growls, But really, Happiness Day was really her song. I mean, this kind of swing stuff, like on which she can use her voice in that way, is really was really a nice. It was really cool to do, and she really enjoyed it. And in fact, you are right. Maybe on this song that she really incarnate this character like Oxy. Yes.
Yes, definitely. There I Could Die is a real good um, fight song, morality kind of song where you care so much about something that, yes, you're willing to die for it. And is that the meaning behind that, or is there more? Because she talks about what motivates her army, and she
Yeah.
sings, "I could die in the name of Gray." Tell us a little bit more about the character of Gray.
Great. In fact, well, first of all, well done for all the understanding you've done with the lyrics. It's really nice to hear you speak about this. It's really, I really appreciate it. And Gray, in fact, is the name that is given to the sun in our, like a deity that is also the sun.
Gotcha.
And that is in our universe, the sun is both loved and feared. And in fact, uh, in the name of the band, Asylum Pyre, well, the asylum may be the earth, and the flame that lights up the pyre may be the sun. And
Yeah,
so it's
very
kind
good.
of our, the sun leads us somewhere like a light, showing you the way, but also warning you because maybe it will kill us too in the end with the global warming and all this stuff. And There I Could Die is a kind of uh, the also the following song to These Trees that was on our second album, on 50 years later, and it is something that we really use, and maybe we'll use it again. Really, something, as you said, something so important that you could die for it, because for some stuff, I mean, maybe the Earth and mankind can survive, but I don't want a world like you see in some science fiction movie where there are only buildings. I mean, if there are no lake house to see the nature and just buildings, we don't want that world. We want a world with nature. And so, yes, we could die to save the nature, the animals, and the trees. Yes.
Yeah, and Sandpass kind of has a Dune kind of road warrior feel to it. I mean, you feel like we've reached this uh, dystopian
Yeah.
or post-modern,
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic
Interesting.
realm.
Yeah, that's really interesting. In fact, yes, in Sunpass, it's yes, is what you say. I have not thought about Dune, but I see what you mean, and yes, it may be surrounded by this kind of atmosphere, and it is also a song where we see the characters, maybe not the characters of the band, but a part of mankind, of the humanity, trying maybe to, in the end, to get away from the Earth and maybe leave the Earth in some spaceships or stuff like that. And Yes, it's a song where we love to play with the atmospheres, and I'm really happy that you can feel this. And yes, well, in fact, I have nothing more to say.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it, the Mad Fiddler is an excellent song too.
Thank you.
You had a lot of fun with the cool keyboard simulations, and yeah, I in my
Yes.
comments I said it'd be cool if Eddie Jobson could have jumped in there with electric violin or fiddle. You know who Eddie Jobson is?
No,
Very, very famous. He played with Jethro Tull and many bands from the past.
no.
But
Okay.
anyway, yeah, I'm sure he'd be expensive. But tell us a little bit about the Mad Fiddler. I
The
really
Mad
like the tune.
Fiddler. Well, it's maybe it was the song that was the fastest song to write because it came quite naturally. It came after some shows after we played with Demons and Wizards, and my favorite song from Demons and Wizards is the Fiddler on the Green,
Oh yeah.
and they also have a song with this kind of rhythm, like pam 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 pam, and in my head I said maybe the morning after the little tour we've done with them, in on the morning I had this in my head, this rhythm, and then the title with the fiddler, like a kind of tribute to Demons and Wizards when we played with them, and it's I really like this song too. Well, I mean, I like all the songs on the album, but it's more, maybe it's the more traditional song of the album, but I really like the energy it has, and seeing Amberlyn Oxy singing it is really great fun. She puts everything she has in the singing of this, and it really flows naturally, and it's a it's a song with maybe a different energy, maybe a bit more positive. But who is exactly the Mad Fiddler? It's a mysterious character. We don't know really yet who is he.
Probably in the next album. Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, and then Call Me Inhuman, the final track is excellent, especially the way that we ride in heaven, and you've got the bagpipe at the end, which is just, I mean, the thought of having bagpipes with metal is just. How did
thank,
you come up with that? That is wonderful. Thank you.
thank you, thank you, thank you. It's an really interesting story because when we started recording the album, maybe we didn't thought we could have a bagpiper, and one day we've seen someone in the field. She was playing bagpipes just in the middle of nowhere, and we did not meet at that time. But one day we said, why not trying to reach him out and see if he can play with us? And with a friend of a friend of a friend, we managed to find his phone number, and he has accepted to do it instantly. And what is really fun about this last song, it was not written at all during all the
Mm.
process of the album. In fact, he went to play for Virtual Guns, and when he was just warming up, we put the tempo track, and I decided to record what he was doing while warming up. And when we were doing the mix, I said to myself, well, we have to do something about these tracks. It was not expected at all. So all you can hear on this last track is a total improvisation of the
Wow.
bagpipers, and all the song, then all the chords, the vocal lines, and all the arrangements were done after, around around the improvisation. And
That's
so it was
incredible.
the
Yeah.
first time we done a song like this, and it was really fun to do, and I'm really happy about the results and this really emotional ending of the album. It's a song that has a really cool story behind it.
Yeah, please get out there if you haven't heard this and listen to this album. Every note is fantastic. Um, if you could collaborate with any other band or artist, who would you choose? Who would you like to collaborate with?
Huh, that's a really tough question. Maybe to try to be consistent with all I've said before, probably Unsikosh would be on Blind Guardian would be. I mean, there's so much thing in their songs, but also really a huge fan of. Well, maybe John Oliver. Yes,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I love his voice, his songwriting, his emotions. Well, John Oliver, I really love what Savage managed to do on albums like Streets or The Wake of Magellan or Dead Winter Dead. There is a full, a complete universe with a real story. It really amazed me. Maybe there, yeah, so
definitely.
maybe.
Now you said that you're working on the next album. Uh, when when do you think that might be released?
Uh, every time we try to go as fast as we can.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know. We really have to tour for this for Call Me Inhuman first. But I mean, when you have ideas and when I am in the mood to write music for a Silent Empire, I try to do it because I write music for many other bands and not no other albums so far, but hopefully I will release several albums in the years to come. And but writing for Asylum Empire is quite difficult. It's really among all my projects, it may be the most difficult project to write for because it requires a mix from modern and traditional stuff, really the good melodies, the good words. And so when I feel that my brain is ready for it, so I try to run for it and to take some, to write it in advance.
well, yeah, definitely. And the level of a concept album and the storyline and everything is sometimes harder to create for.
Also,
Uh,
yes, yes, yes.
all right, and so it's in the works. You're working on it. A couple years, maybe. Do you think
Well, yes.
the release? Yeah.
If everything goes well, I mean, we can do it maybe in 2 years,
Okay.
maybe. But I hope so. Really, we also are looking for the right label to do it. This album was self-produced because today labels are not what it used to be before, and some of them are already waiting for you to do a part of the job on social media, and
Well,
that's not.
yeah.
It is not where we shine. Social media is
No.
so hard to manage, and but hopefully we will manage to do it with a proper label next time. There are some really good labels still here, and we hope we'll have their support, and we are really in the mood to continue this adventure because something has happened with this album, and the feedbacks are really awesome. I mean, we almost always have good feedbacks, very good feedbacks for number 4, but here for Call Me Inhuman, it's a step ahead, and it's a well. And when I hear people like you talking about this album and digging the music and also the lyrics, I mean, it gives me really the strength to continue and continue writing this kind of music. So thank you very much for all your words and all what you're saying. It's really
All right.
really
Well,
important to me.
well, thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to mention that I haven't talked about?
Well, maybe the fact that I'm really happy about all the team, because I have talked a lot about me. I have talked a bit about Umberlin, which is an awesome singer, but all the band is really awesome. The work they have done. Thomas for the drums, Fabien for the bass, and Pierre-Emmanuel for all the guitars and solo. They've done an amazing job too. And Angelo, was the sound engineer. We spent a lot of time with him. He really was into the music. He has understood what we wanted to do. So it's like a teamwork. Really,
Yeah.
really, it's also what I really love about this album. It has been a really teamwork where you can find the identity of everybody in the band, and so this is really awesome for me too. And then, of course, we really hope many people will listen to it, and we can really play live a lot for this.
Yeah. Excellent.
Mm.
Well, everyone, please get out there, pick this album up. It is wonderful. Go back through their catalog. I'm starting to do that. I haven't got through the whole thing yet, but go back, listen to some of their other songs. Definitely listen to the last one because that corresponds to this. But thank you very much, Johan, for taking the time to talk with
My
me
pleasure.
today.
Mm.
Yeah.
It
And
was
keep
really
doing
good.
what you're doing. It's excellent. Good music. And
Thank you very much, Mark, for this.
no, you're more than welcome.
I,
All
and I
right.
hope we'll meet in the future in real life.
Well, yes. Yeah. Hopefully you guys come over here for a tour and bring Attractive Chaos and a lot of other people if you can. But no, yeah, definitely want to hear all of you guys live. You're all good.
Thank
All
you.
right. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off unless do you have anything else you want to say?
Not for tonight, and because here it's almost 9
That's true. Yeah.
in the evening, so
Yeah.
for you it's noon, I think.
No,
And
we're
I'll
afternoon.
just
Yeah.
okay. I just wanted to cheer everyone that is listening to it and that has managed to go at the up to the end of the interview. So, thank you for listening to us. Thank you for your time, Mark, and that's all.
All right. And I'm going to be putting all sorts of websites and contact information so you can get a hold of them, order their CDs, listen to their videos and everything. So please,
Okay.
make yourself available to all that. And thank you again very much for
Thank
coming.
you, and have a great day. See you.
All right, hold on just a second. I'm just going to turn off the recording here.